Let's kick off our opening drive, brought to you by Chevy. This is our first down from mandatory minicamp.
Watching the tape and knowing like it was good for a rookie, but it's not going to be good enough for a second year or third year guy. So knowing that, all right, that flush that, like you said, clean up on the tape and there's certain things I need to get better at. Like, for example, in the run game, it's like a stalemate or just kind of hanging on, you know, and runner's not getting touched or whatever. I'm doing my job technically, but it's not good enough to put on tape. I think you need to put dominant, you know, and real good stuff on tape, really dominating someone, moving someone. I think that's the next step.
Colston Loveland, that's your man, Clay Harbor. First of all, how do you look out there and how do you like him here about trying to dominate in year two?
I love it, and that's what you want. You want a full-service tight end. You don't want a big receiver out there because if you're just a guy that catches the football, David, you can match him with a nickel. You can bring in a cornerback. You can bring the safety. Now when you have a guy that can block the way he can, you have to have linebackers in the game. When you got 𝗻𝗏, when you got Loveland, when you got Roush, all three guys can block. You have to match with a big package, and these guys are athletic enough. Now you can split them out and run these routes. And the thing I love the most about today is how intelligent this guy is. He's lining up in the backfield. He's lining up in the slot. He's lining up out wide. He's motioning. He's shifting. That's so hard to do, but the thing it does, it hides him from defenses. People think it's a tight end. He's going to be on the end of the line. He's going to be easy to guard. You can't do that because Ben Johnson is moving him around and hiding him the perfect ways.
I love the way that he emphasized run blocking. It's the first thing he wanted to talk about, and certainly he looks like he's more equipped to do that because he looks thicker. He looks stronger, and he looks better. I also think this is very interesting because Colston Loveland, more than maybe any other guy on that roster, is going to take a leap. You think he could be as good as any tight end in the NFL. I don't disagree with that. But I think it also speaks to what the Bears are counting on this season, year two under Ben Johnson, with this coaching staff. When he says coach him up, what he's really saying is that player development outweighs player acquisition this offseason. And that's one way to do it. That's the way good teams, championship teams, end up doing it, and that's really smart, and you see that with Loveland.
Well, I love you bringing up the coaching staff and how they feel about Colston Loveland because Ben Johnson had about the highest praise you can have from a head coach and saying that he's one of the most consistent players that Ben Johnson has been around in his career. He talks about him being early. He's always in the playbook. He thrives with being available in those pressure moments. These are all the things that Ben Johnson said today. He said so much so the trust with him and with the coaching staff has grown, and that they're expanding his route tree. That's a scary, scary thing for opposing defenses.
And you're seeing that out there. And I'm talking about these motions and shifts. He's 22 years old. This is something that typically takes years to be able to go from the backfield, out wide, back inside. You're just making this defense, you're confusing them. They don't know where you're at. You tell if it's man or zone. You're getting a bunch of reads, and you hide one of your best playmakers.
I love talking route tree in June.
Right. Why not? Especially when they're in shorts and T-shirts. That's the most fun. Well, we know Ben Johnson has a surplus of weapons, and one of them may have been a little bit overlooked. Here's what Ben Johnson had to say today about one of his new weapons signed this offseason, Kalif Raymond.
He's been exactly what we hoped for when he came into the building, and it's as good as I've seen him in the spring based on my time with him over the last 5 years. I mean, he's got fresh legs. He's hungry. He's highly motivated right now. There's a lot that he can do in the offensive game.
There's some guys here that can play some football. So I'm trying to feed off their juice, their work ethic. You know what I'm saying? We're watching the way Ron works out the practice, watching the way Luther runs his routes in practice. You know what I'm saying? Colston, the way he's toe tapping, dragging. Kyle, his run after catch, even in 7-on-7, this dude's putting on moves. So I'm just trying to feed off those guys, learn how those guys play, and be wherever they need me to be when the moment's time for me to be that. So.
It was a perfect day for Kalif Raymond to be scheduled to talk, Clay, because when we were out there on the practice field, that guy was all over the place, and he's clearly building trust with the quarterbacks.
I've seen the burst. I've seen the speed. Me and you have seen it. And it's easy to overlook him because he's like 5'7", 5'8". But, man, this guy is quick off the ball. He's getting in and out of his breaks. He's got burst. He's got natural quick hands. He's not going to be a gadget guy. He's not just a returner. He is going to be a solid number 3 wide receiver for the Chicago Bears. In 5 years with Ben Johnson, marriages don't even last that long sometimes. That's a lot of trust to be built between two people. And, you know, Ben Johnson saying what he did about him means a lot.
I sure hope so, Clay, because because you want him to stay healthy. You also noticed entering year 11. That's a lot of mileage, even though he hasn't always been running at receiver. He's been a return guy. Look at all these 2,500 career receiving yards. That's huge. That's a veteran presence that maybe is better than 𝗍𝗂𝗍 last year. And you need, frankly, because going into the season, as much as you're counting on Luther Burden to take a step forward and certainly Rome Odunze to stay healthy, you need some more things you can count on. I do wonder about whether or not they're short at wide receiver. I do wonder that before training camp, we talk all the time about an edge rusher. Are they going to have to add a veteran who's still out there on the street to the mix? Not sure. I like everything about Raymond because of the certainty that he provides, certainly with Ben Johnson, but I don't know that that room is complete yet.
You're 31 going on 32, and you may not look or feel that way until you do, right? And that's always the biggest question mark when you talk about the National Football League. And I think you also do want to point out that Kalif Raymond was brought here for his special teams value. Now we're talking about his impact that could potentially be on the offensive side of the ball, which I think is just exciting when you see him on the field today, Clay.
He's a true pressure. He's a true professional. He's lining up at slot. He's lining up outside. People don't realize he could play X or Z because he's so short, but he's out there rounding dudes up. There was one play. He had Dylan Thieneman had man-to-man on him. I told Ruthie, he just hit him with an Allen Iverson crossover. He broke Thieneman's ankles, not literally, figuratively, and it was just an unbelievable route. But we saw a lot of that today, and I'm impressed. I'm looking forward to seeing more tomorrow.
Well, he's very familiar with Ben Johnson's route tree.
There you go.
Yeah.
More route trees in June. We love it. Let's go to our third down of this opening drive. We heard from Gervon Dexter today, and this defense might be healthier than we think.
Yeah, obviously you hear it. I feel like we got the guys, though. We got the guys in the room to, you know what I mean, to do it. So I don't think we hear it, but how do you say it? I think we got everybody, you know what I mean, we got each player, each person in our room knows what they, you know what I mean, capable of. So we don't look at it as like a bad thing. We taking it on, you know what I mean, and we ready to get after it together.
Gervon Dexter talking about some of that noise they're hearing on the outside about this D-line might not have enough. Well, the surprise of the day, Clay, is that Dayo Odeyingbo was in his jersey out there on the field participating with his team.
Yeah, this guy Wolverine from the X-Men. It was good to see Dayo out there. Obviously, so short amount of time after patellar tendon to see him out there. I mean, that's special. That shows you that he worked hard to get back on the field. Now he's obviously got to produce this year. But I liked what I saw from this defensive line. I saw Austin Booker playing some 3 technique, playing some 6, playing some 9. He was moving around. Montez Sweat looked good, looked big. Gervon Dexter looked big and strong. He looked like he added some weight, some strength. So I'm looking forward to seeing what some of these linemen can do this year.
It's now or never for Gervon Dexter, and I think we maybe set a semblance of that last year, but I think this year is for real. And I cannot believe that Odeyingbo is back on the practice field. And I cannot believe this quickly and soon after he popped his Achilles, second time he has done that he's back practicing. They're not going to take a risk unless he's ready for it. I know it's mandatory minicamp, but this is a very good sign for that defensive line depth.
And speaking of defense health in general, Jalen Johnson back out there, obviously. Kyler Gordon still not present for this part of the offseason program. We'll get there in a second, but I did want to talk about the good thing is that Jalen Johnson, TJ Edwards out there today wearing a sort of compression sleeve, but he looked good. He was there. It didn't seem like he was holding back at all. Jalen Johnson, 2 interceptions. We won't talk about who threw those interceptions. They were the first ones that we've seen so far of this offseason program. But I will say, Jalen Johnson, 2 picks. That's a good sign.
The 2 picks were great, but what was even more impressive to me was some of the other plays. I mean, he was sticky in coverage. He was guarding Rome. He was guarding Luther. It wasn't just a gimme ball pick like David used to have at Ball State. No, these were tough plays. He's guarding these guys. He's giving them minimal separation. That's exactly what you want to see from a big-time corner.
You want to see him looking fluid at this time of the year.
And he is.
You don't have to worry about contact. You're watching how his feet are working and everything's going together.
Let's go to our fourth down and our now daily stadium update from Arlington Heights Mayor Jim Tenaglia.
So now the Bears have no choice. I mean, I get it. I spoke to Kevin Warren on Friday morning, and I said, I understand, Kevin. This is something that you guys have to do. There's no angry Arlington Heights situation here. Disappointed, yes, but it's really just an unfortunate turn of events of how all that shook out. And again, if I have a choice, if I had a crystal ball or a magic wand, it's not, oh yeah, Indiana's a better choice. It's clear that this is just a mistake.
Arlington Heights Mayor Jim Tenali on the Mully and Haugh show this morning. David, does it sound like he is closing the door?
No, not at all. He's a consummate professional. He's been through a lot, and I think that the Bears have put him through quite a bit. But I think what I said on Friday remains true today. It was a big day for the Chicago Bears in Hammond, Indiana. It was not a definitive day. There's nothing binding here. This afternoon, Governor Pritzker talked about the possibility of a special session. They've got to get a deal done before they can do that. Everybody in politics understands that. They're working toward that. They still are having conversations in Illinois. Meanwhile, in Indiana, they're planning the party. They're ready to welcome the Bears. They should be happy about what happened on Friday. They should be enthusiastic about the possibility of the Bears coming. But right now, it's still just a possibility.
And the frustrating part is this is like taking a delay a game coming out of a timeout. The Bears have been trying to get a stadium done in Illinois for 3 years. This is like you have a homework assignment that you've had 3 months to do, and at 11:59 the night before, you decide to hit the library and try to knock it out. I've done that several times. It's not smart. But that's what it feels like for Illinois. It feels like a failure of putting the Bears as a priority, and now there's a good chance that they walk out the door.
And that's why you hear the mayor of Arlington Heights sounding as impatient or maybe as frustrated or just exhausted mentally by all the Bears and the state of Illinois has put him through. It's still going to take some more time. They need some patience even more. But I don't think this is, unfortunately, not over yet.
Worth noting, Clay Harbor and I did lay our eyes today on Kevin Warren out at practice. Today, he was watching practice, so he's around.